Activate defenses.
Activate defenses.
Commence countdown.
10 minutes and counting.
9 minutes and counting. 8 minutes and counting. 7 minutes and counting.
6 minutes and counting.
5 minutes and counting. 4 minutes and counting. 3 minutes and counting. 2 minutes and counting.
1 minute and counting.
40 seconds and counting. 10, 9, 8.
Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome. Don't adjust your channels, ladies and gentlemen. This is live. This is not pre-recorded. I can't remember the last live that I did. It's been a long time. So there's going to be some bumps and bruises, but that's okay because we're here to talk about something very exciting and I'm not alone. So first of all, you're in the chat. We've got a lot of people joining on both Facebook, like Paul Williams here. He's saying, hi, Warren. And also we've got Great Wuta here, which is fantastic. We've got DT UK. We've got Justin Bailey. We've got a lot of people. Look at this. We've got Andrew from Facebook. We've got Alan Bendy. The crew is all here. And just as a reminder, we want you to participate. We want you to add into the discussion. But tonight, we are fully announcing on this live stream the James Bond Concert Spectacular by Cue the Music. That's right. This is the big one. We're going to answer a lot of questions. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, but I need my partner in crime here to talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, Warren Ringham. Warren, welcome.
Hello, David. Hello, everybody watching.
We got a lot of people watching too.
Yeah.
Look at all this. Even Bob Marotti. Hi, David, and other members of the Bond family. This is going to get down to really brass tacks. Warren, this is kind of the big one, my friend.
It's been a long time in the making. You and I are properly teaming up in person for once.
It's and I should tell everybody who doesn't know, I have not been to one of your concerts. And of course, the first concert I'm going to, I'm quasi working it.
Yeah, but it's one of those ones where, you know, it's a little bit like you and I as friends, although we've only really met briefly at a couple of events now. At least we've had that opportunity. But even the first time we met in person, it was like we'd known each other for years. You didn't feel like we'd not met in person. And I suppose for you with Cue the Music, seeing it for the first time, you've been to so many of the live streams online, and then, you know, I've sent you everything we've ever done, I think, as well.
I was going to say, I've heard it in my car.
Yeah,
in my world, and now I'll be hearing it live. And this is what this video is about. This is about the fact that everybody within the sound of our voice tonight can see Cue the Music live, which is even weird saying this, and maybe it's shooting an elephant from the beginning, but wasn't there like a whole Cue the Music is finishing, and here we are again.
Yeah, so what happened was, I mean, it did finish in October, and the incredible support that we've had and the demand for us not to finish was so great that it ended up with a load of the sort of really hardcore Cue the Music fans getting together and persuading me to basically put it into a bit of a dormancy for a couple of years and then bring it back with a vengeance in a few years' time when I've got through some stuff that's going on with kids and career and things like that. And I was just so overwhelmed by the incredible support that we've had from the community and our supporter base in particular, that I really wanted to do something to kind of keep everyone in touch and give people something to look forward to, and a thank you as well for that support. So what I said we'd do is we just do like one show this year and maybe one or two next year before we go back on tour in, you know, either 2025 or 2026. We'll see how that kind of works out. And then, so when we did put one show on this year, I kind of went, well, how am I going to top the Majesty's Theatre that we were in last year in the West End? And yeah, I think I've done that. So I put a lot of pressure on myself, but we are playing in one big venue this year.
I mean, it's so funny that you say pressure, because the pressure I'm getting now from the audience here, Julian Digby, blimey, you've never been, David. Boy, your socks will be blown off seeing it live. That's like one of 15 that have jumped up here. And we're excited about this. And I think people also realize that this is not This is very special. This is the only time that you're going to be doing a live like this year. Is that correct?
It is from a public performance. We've got a couple of private events where, I mean, they're easy for us because we just get booked. We turn up and we play. I don't have to worry about selling tickets and trying to get people into the venue. So we're doing a few of those, but this is the only one where people can buy a ticket and come along and watch a concert. So yeah,
which is absolutely amazing. And by the way, we're going to give everybody a little bit of taste here and there. We're going to give you a lot of information, because the reason it's called the Concert Spectacular is there are things even beyond the concert here. But for those of you that do not know and appreciate and have been down the journey of Cue the Music, we'd like to play a little ditty that I think you're all going to recognize, and then we'll rejoin you afterwards. Let's take a look.
Diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me. They can stimulate and tease me. They won't leave in the night. I've no fear that they might desert me. Diamonds are forever. Hold one up and then press it. Touch it, stroke it and undress it. I can see every part. Nothing hides in the heart to hurt me. I don't need love, for what good will love me? Diamonds never lie to me, for when love's gone, they're lost to run. Diamonds are forever, sparkling round my little finger. Unlike men, the diamonds linger. Men are mere mortals who are not worth going to your grave for. I don't need love, for what good will love do me? Diamonds never lie to me, for when love's gone, they're lost to run. Diamonds are forever, forever, forever. Diamonds are forever, forever, forever,
We're clapping too. Take a bow.
yeah, that's from Her Majesty's Theatre in October.
She's just so amazing. I mean, you could see absolutely amazing things going on. Look at this, great vocals. Got to have strong vocals, and she's got it. I mean, people are saying, you know, they've seen it last October. It was amazing. This October will be even better. And Warren, that couldn't be a better segue from somebody that hasn't rehearsed with us. How is this concert, if it is, different than some of the other concerts you've done?
Well, I think anyone that's followed Cue the Music over the years, and there's plenty in the chat I can see, will tell you that we've somehow managed to raise the bar every time we've gone out. Every year I've tried to bring something new to the show, to give people something they've not seen before, whether it's arrangements and cues, whether it's the way that we present the show, whether it's the hosts. And of course, we have got a whole new team of hosts this year. but there are always things that I'm doing, and I have got something this year that we're doing, which I don't want to disclose now. But there's something with the presentation this year that's going to take things up another gear, and I've even thinking ahead to next year. I've got something else in mind for next year as well. So, I mean, one of the things that I was concerned with over the last few years is that can I keep raising that bar? And I was starting to think, at some point I'm going to run out of ideas here. And then actually October came and went, and I came up with some more, and also some more technology came on the market, which means that we can do things with the presentation that we couldn't do last year. So I think definitely this is going to be even bigger and better. And also somebody's just said it in I think in the chat, but fundamentally this show has always been about a Bond fan creating what Bond fans want to see. So my brain is always worrying about how we can bring those little moments in the show, those little touchstone moments that are going to resonate with, the really hardcore Bond fans. And if you're in Majesty's last year, you'll know things like all those feathers and he still can't fly. We did lots of little things last year to do that, and this year will be no different, I'm sure.
And let's tell Karen that for definitely you're not wearing a clown suit.
It's Octopussy, or a gorilla suit from Octopussy either.
I mean, maybe a gorilla suit, but a clown suit I just feel is a bridge too far.
Yeah,
by the way, that's a really important point. I mean, people have to realize there are other Bond concerts in the world, of course. For those that aren't familiar with yours, this is really it's for fans by fans.
Yeah, and that's something I always say. Yeah,
it is, because I think a lot. And listen, I'm not saying that the others are bad, but they're going to do the tried and true. But dare I say, without giving anything away, I think because a fan is doing it, people may have a very unique experience because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we really pushed the boundaries musically as well, because, I think we've got to a point now where anyone can just knock out 25 Bond songs, plus, we have all the time in the world. But actually, if you're watching this video, you must be a pretty big Bond fan, more than your average Bond fan. And I think that a lot of those concerts are aimed at your average Bond fan, whereas our concerts are really, they're deep cuts. And whether you're doing Bond 77 or a medley from For Your Eyes Only or whatever's going to be on the program for this year, and we've got something like 40 minutes of music of stuff we haven't done before, when as a Bond fan that this is aimed at you, and it's not just aimed at a casual fan, although a casual fan will still love our concert, no doubt about it. But we just really, really go so much further, I think, than what other people are doing.
And by the way, everybody clearly remembers the feathers that you did. There's a lot of comments on that. But Nick Cummings brings up a really good point. There's some great anniversaries to celebrate this year. And with that in mind, I would like to share something, because correct me if I'm wrong, and you tell me otherwise. This is something where you put a lot of thought and effort into making sure that we have a celebration of anniversaries. So is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always trying to tie in ideas and themes into these concerts. And the Diamond's 50th anniversary, when we did our tour, we did a lot of cues from the score on that tour as well. And this year, obviously, we've got some really fantastic anniversaries, and definitely I've already got the arrangements. I don't want to give away too much, but everyone knows the anniversaries. We've got From Russia with Love 60, Live and Let Die 50, Octopussy 40, and obviously we're going to talk about the guests in a bit. It's fairly obvious that we're marking those anniversaries with the guests as well. So we will definitely be paying tribute to some pretty big anniversaries this year, both musically and with the theme of the concert as well.
And what a segue, Warren. It's almost like we talked about this, but we've got Christina Wayborn here. So that'll be part of the Octopussy anniversary. I mean, how special is this?
Oh, it's really good. And I let a little R out there, and it wasn't actually a pervy one, although she is stunning. But I've been speaking to her a few times. I spoke to her tonight on the phone, and she's just so lovely. I've never met her in person, and I know a few people that have. Tom Sears from James Bond Radio, I remember him meeting her a few years ago and just saying she's just absolutely stunning inside and out. And 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 everybody that's met her has said the same thing, and she didn't let me down. She's absolutely lovely on the phone, and I'm really looking forward to meeting her and working with her.
I know. I'm looking forward to it as well, and I get the chance to actually interview her and chat.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing I think people should know, is that Warren has designed this concert to be an experience. I mean, there is of course going to be the music and the revelry and the celebration, but we're going to have opportunities to hear stories from these celebrities and hear about their connection to the Bond franchise.
Yeah, they'll definitely have spots in the show where they're going to come on and you're going to talk to them about their experiences. And then, that'll tie in, I think, with the, some music that we do from their films. That's as much as I want to give away about the program.
Exactly. But of course, we have Martine Beswick, who's going to be there. She's phenomenal. And I've spent a lot of time with Martine. She is so much fun. But the biggest thing that people should know is that her storytelling capabilities is second to none. She will regale us with many of those stories, but she loves being a Bond girl.
Yeah.
There are some people that are like, meh, but I think her and Christina are both somebody that embraces, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've worked with Martine on quite a few Bond events now, and she, as you say, absolutely lovely. And I think it's going to be a joy to have her on stage. And yeah, she's got a real vivacious personality. She's going to be really, really interesting to have on stage. She's going to just shine when she comes on, without a doubt.
I can't wait. And listen, not to be outdone, we also, not just Bond girls, ladies and gentlemen, we also have Bond boys. Tell us about these gentlemen.
Yeah, Roy says it, Mishka and Grishka. Tony and David Mayer. And I mean, two really iconic henchmen, I feel, certainly from the Roger Moore era, especially. And I actually found these guys so scary as a kid. Like, there's some, obviously, with knives are really, really menacing, which kind of, for me, makes them two of the most menacing villains in the whole series. Well, certainly as a kid. I don't know how I'm going to be when I meet them again. I did actually meet them at Sir Roger Moore's memorial. They were there there for that, and I did meet them briefly then, but I didn't really get a chance to talk to them. So yeah, I might become a bit of a stumbling mess when I meet them. So I think I'm going to be scared that they're going to start.
They may not be as quick, but they're probably just as accurate. And I'm with you on knives. I think knives are much scarier than guns in some ways, because it's insidious. I mean, it can hurt the user as much as the receiver. And I just did a knife video, and each one of them I was almost nervous to pick up, because there's just something maniacal about knives.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some great villains in that film, actually, as well. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what their take on their memories of working on that film are as well.
And obviously you were in a fever dream state when you chose your host. But I'm so honored. But why did you choose pretty much a Bond fan to be a host?
Well, because first of all, I've got so much on my plate, and there's no way that I really wanted to interview all of these guests, as well as MD the show, play the trumpet, kind of put out any potential fires that are going off during the show, which I will be doing from my spot on stage. And to be doing that and then picking up the mic and going and interviewing those guys, it's so much to sort of take on. But it really needs somebody that really has a deep understanding of the subject. If you're going to interview those guests, you've got to be able to respond to what they say. There might be some other interesting points that come out of what they say that you can open up with. And really, my first thought was to ask you to do it, because I knew that you would be, fantastic from that point of view, but also you've done so much presenting and hosting. And it was just a really great opportunity to team up with a great pal. I mean, for anybody watching, David is just the most supportive, brilliant friend outside of what you see online. He's someone you've been so supportive over the years. Anytime I message you, you get straight on the phone. Yep, do this, suggestions and help and everything else. So the opportunity to do something together was just something that I've always wanted to do. I did actually ask you about coming over for the October one as well, didn't I? As to introduce one number. Now I've gone one further to get you to introduce the whole concert.
Oh my gosh, you're right. But I will tell you,
Couldn't
I
make
am
it.
I am the one that is honored. For those that are listening, there is a pre-party and there's a post party as well. And I am seriously one of the most exciting things for me is just meeting people. I mean, I
Yeah,
love doing that. It's the pre-parties, the after parties. Those are sometimes the most fun. The concert, of course, is going to be the pinnacle, but it's such a great way for everybody to meet and come out and say hello. And
yeah,
I appreciate everybody who watches and listens, but it's also an opportunity for me to celebrate Cue the Music because I've been such a
yeah.
fan. And so for a fan to be a part of it, I'm sort of geeking out myself, I promise you.
Yeah, I just to pick up on what you said, like for Kerry and I and Matt as well, we love the meet and greets after the show. It's so lovely to meet people and to see how the music of Bond touches them. It's not even about Cue the Music; it's about the music of Bond, the effect it has on them, and how passionate they are for it. So, as you say, the meet and greets afterwards are every bit as good as the show, and bringing people together. I think that is why we are in this Bond community, is to do that. It's a safe space for James Bond fans to come together. And I think that when people come to Cue the Music, that's what they kind of experience. They find people with as deeper love as them, and they don't feel like it's silly or they're over the top, because there's always somebody who's even sillier and more over the top Bond fan than you are. So
It's
it's
so true.
a good space to be in.
By the way, Nick, I'm going to highlight this comment for a second. It feels like the entire Bond community will be at
Hope
the
so.
O2 in October this year. It's going to be epic. I want to pause on that for a second, because in a year where I doubt we'll hear any Bond movie news, where we don't have a lot of new Bond things across a couple products here and there,
Yeah.
I think what's happening very nicely is the fans are really bootstrapping it and they're doing their own thing. And dare I say this, especially amongst other handful of other events, are really becoming the epicenters of celebration. So if people are in the area and they can get to the O2 on October 15th, it is going to be a celebration. It's not just a concert.
Yeah, absolutely. Bond films can't be made every year, and so sometimes that all gets turned off, but your Bond fandom doesn't get turned off. That's all the time. That's there all the time. So any chance to come together and celebrate that and share it with friends, that people are going to take it, and hopefully, the concert will be one where people will take that opportunity, and really hope to see as many people from the community as possible there. I know there are lots of people from podcasts and influencers and all the various different community members that are coming, so there will be lots of familiar faces to go and say hello to as well. So it's a good opportunity to see all the different people from the community and come together for sure.
I'm seeing, Warren, a lot of people took advantage. Today's the opening day. I mean, there's something kind of auspicious about that, the opening day for tickets going on sale. Tickets will go. Ladies and gentlemen, lest you think they won't, and this is something that you can, and Warren can't say this. He's got to be, kind of, slow, humble. But I will say that tickets will go. I noticed some people have bought tickets to all three, pre, post, and during events.
Yeah.
Warren, tell us a little bit about the tickets, the seating. Give us those details that we need to make a good choice.
Yeah, so Cue the Music fans have been picking up their seats for a few weeks now, but the actual general public sales went live today. I think you've got the link, haven't you, in the descriptions, so people can go and they can buy them directly from the O2 website. It holds 1,900. We're definitely over 500 seats sold already, so that's not bad for the first day of general public sales. And then for the pre-show and after show, they're only available if you go through Cue the Music. So if you go either onto the website and message me through the website, or you can just send an email. The email's on the website, or even on our Facebook page, you can message me through there, and I can give you details for the pre-show and after show. The after show is basically sold out. I think I said to you before we came on, I think I've got like 12 tickets left.
Oh wow!
The VIP pre-show, which is where all the all the celebs and I nearly said the celebs and yourself, but you know, for this show, you're definitely one of the celebs. So they'll all be at the pre-show. There's plenty of tickets left there. About half have sold, but there's still plenty left. So if you want one of those, get in touch and we can give you details on that.
I see a couple people freaking out that things are selling out, parts of the parties. There is no criteria for the pre-party. If you buy a ticket, you can get in. You don't need to be a celebrity or know somebody to get in.
Yeah, absolutely. The after show, there are still a couple of tickets. So yeah, if you get on pronto, when I come off this live stream, I will go through a first come first serve basis, and we'll see what's what. But yeah, pre-shows there's good availability still on that, so you should be okay. But as far as the actual main show, the really good seats are really starting to go now. So make sure you get straight on the website and pick out the seats that you want from what are available, and get them ordered.
By the way, I see John Doe asking, what will David wear as the MC? You have to show up. You have to get a ticket to really see that. It may not be one thing. That is something I think I could say with a certain amount of certainty, but that's it. Warren has so many secrets. He's like the government.
But that does bring us on to a good point, though, David. What to wear, doesn't it?
Oh, let's do that.
Because people always ask me. In fact, I've had emails today. What's the dress code? And what I always say with the Bond concert is that wear whatever you want to wear and you will not feel out of place. There will be people who will come in casual. There'll be people who come in smart casual. There'll be people come in suits, and there will definitely be people there in DJs. And at the end of the day, if you want to come in a tuxedo, you're not going to feel out of place because there's going to be 30 or 40 people on stage in tuxedos. So you're certainly not going to be the only ones in the room. But you know, whatever you come in, you will not be on your own. And actually on that subject, if you are on your own, you know, some people always say, oh, I haven't got anyone to go with. Definitely come anyway, because there are always lots of people who do come along on their own. There's lots of chance to kind of get chatting and share it with other people. You know, you won't come along and feel lonely. I guarantee it. You know, you will feel embraced and welcomed. And, you know, we really want people to come along, you know, and feel welcomed and feel part of it. So do come along, even if you're on your own.
It's, you know, Warren and I were talking about this. It is a community. A lot of people are very nervous. We've got a good friend who went to one of the celebrations last year alone, and she thought, you know, I'm the only woman. I'm going to be the only woman. I'm going to be all alone. And she left with 15, 20 friends.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, you know, people like the 007 GB British James Bond fan club, they have all of their pre-show, show, and after party. They're going as a big group. So one of the things I would also tell people is make sure that you connect with people. Go online, go on Instagram, raise your hand if you don't know anybody and say, who else is going? Go into a chat room, build a group of people, and then you can create your own discussion around it.
Yeah, we did that last year. We started a Facebook group for people going on their own. We can do that again if there's a demand for it, for sure. But even without it, you know, if you just turn up, especially if you're going to the pre-show and after-show party, people will chat to you, and come and say hello to us as well. We'll chat to you, that's for sure.
Exactly. Look at this. Craig Hayward's going alone. You won't leave alone. And that's not salacious comment. That's just, trust me, you'll leave with many friends. But Warren, I want to kind of roll this back, because this is, you know, we talked about a concert spectacular, celebrities, interviews, discussion. This is a big night. This is a party night. This is a epicenter of celebration. I want to talk about Cue the Music for a moment, because the reality is there are good people behind Cue the Music. And when you think about all of the individuals, there's Warren playing up. Look at those cheeks. You know, the people that really make this up, when you approach them, I love this picture, but when you approach them and said, folks, we're back one night in a public way. We're going to be sitting, and this, I chose this picture from Warren's toolkit because it really does show the fact that this is in front of a captive and live audience. What was their reaction, Warren?
The band. So the band's reaction was, I mean, Kerry really struggled in the days and weeks after that show, because she was, I mean, I don't think I'm sharing any secrets here. I think she would say it, but she was kind of a bit like, what's my place in the world going to be now without the Cue the Music outlet, you know? And I think we all felt that a little bit. And so I think everybody was absolutely delighted when I said, look, we might be just having a break and coming back. I think there was a bit of concern from the band. We actually had a private event on New Year's Eve, and we were talking about it at New Year's Eve, and there was a bit of a worry from the band, was that would people think that we were being ridiculous for saying we finished and then we were coming back? I mean, like my wife said, you know, the ink isn't even dry on this. You know, you told everyone that you finished. You know, even I had you for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so there was a little bit of that worry, but you know, I knew from what people were saying to me in the community, and that, I mean, after the Majesty show for 3 weeks, I could not get to the bottom of the notifications on my phone. It was relentless. If I put my phone down for 15 minutes, I'd come back and it would say, you know, you have 30 new messages or whatever. It was unbelievable. And so I was confident that, you know, there might have been 1 or 2 people saying, oh, for goodness sake, you know, you said you'd finished. But I knew generally that people would just be happy, because that's what they were telling me. They were saying, please, it's too, you know, it's not time to give it up. Please bring it back. So, you know, I'm really, really, really pleased. And everybody in the band, yeah, they're obviously buzzing to be coming back for sure.
Yeah.
Really, really happy.
I'm so happy to hear that. And I'm so happy. I love your wife, but that you didn't, you know, listen to her this time, honey.
Oh, she knows, she's supportive, I have to say. I mean, she was joking as well. She's really,
of course. But my point being is that, you know, I saw that there was literally a Cue the Music show. There was an appreciation page created just for this, where people were wringing their hands. There were people saying, you know, if it's a matter of finances, we will support you. If it's a matter of venue. And they did. You know, there's a page on Facebook called Thank You for the Music, which was set up by a couple of fans, and they came to me on the night of the last gig and said, we just want you to know, we've set this up, we've invited a load of people, and there's a place for people to go and post their messages of thanks. And again, I just couldn't read through it all. I mean, I did obviously eventually, but it was just took so long to get through. There's just so much stuff on there, just so many great memories, and really, that was really the start of it. And it was the guys that formed that page who really rallied everyone together. And they're helping Cue the Music with the finances while we're not really doing any shows. You know, there's obviously monthly outgoings every single month, and it was thanks to them saying, yeah, we'll all chip in a few quid a month to help. Yeah. That's kind of was why it was a no-brainer to bring it back, because when people are paying you not to play, how can you refuse that kind of level of support? It's crazy. Well, nobody's scratching their heads, Warren. So, I mean, everybody understands it. And by the way, some great questions, even from logistics, because as much as they're probably enjoying hearing us, we're going to end this video soon, because there is a link in the description below where right after this, I know some people have already started clicking on it while we're talking. That's pretty smart of them to buy the tickets as they last. And I'll say that one more time. But Warren, what is the timing of the evening? What's sort of the cadence, if you will?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's really important, because what I try and do with these big London shows, especially being a Sunday, it's an earlier show in the evening, so that when it does finish, it gives people time to get out, because it's being a school night or a school day the next day. It gives people a chance to get back to wherever they're going from. So yeah, the actual concert's at 5, and it'll finish at about 8:30. My London concerts are always a bit of a marathon with the amount of music that I try and pack in. So 8:30. And so, but if you're going to the pre-show and after show, the pre-show VIP is 3 till 4:30. Okay. And then the after show is 8:30 till 11. So, it's a long one. So yeah, that's all the timings, but the main show is 5 till 8:30. Yeah.
I love it. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with us on this conversation. We wanted to make it short and sweet because we wanted to make it a little fun and informational, but the event, the celebration is going to be sweet, not short. It's an incredible amount of value. The link is below. Warren, any last words? It's not like you're leaving me because one of the things Warren and I talked about is we're going to be doing a couple of these leading up to it. We have a few months. I'm hoping we find other ways to celebrate this moving forward. But anything that we've left on the table?
No, I don't think so. I think we'll definitely drip feed a few things throughout the year, but the planning is well underway from my side. Every spare minute I have, it's arrangements and planning all these sort of new technical visual side of things. So it's going to be a long few months, and really, really looking forward to seeing as many people as there as possible. And if you are watching this, if you have sat through this amount of chat and you have never seen Cue the Music and you're on the fence, I beg you, please come and see it and give it a go. You will not be disappointed. Anyone that's ever seen the show, they've always, really, really enjoyed it. So I think that's probably the low end of the scale. And some of the comments are probably even more sort of enthusiastic than that, shall we say. So yeah, if you're on the fence, just come and give it a go. If nothing else, come and see the wonderful David. It's an opportunity, a rare opportunity in the UK to see him in 3D.
So my wife is invited. Is that what you're saying?
Well, she is coming there, isn't she?
She is, yes.
Yeah.
Danielle will be there as well. Warren, thank you. And by the way, just as a reminder, DT UK, all of the information is in that link. Warren made it so simple. It's all in one place. You don't have to get in touch with him directly.
Well, no, the party tickets they do, David, actually. The VIP and the after show party tickets are not for sale on the O2 page. You can only get them through Cue the Music. So you can either just go to our website, which is cuethemusicshow.com. And what we'll do, David, we'll post we'll do a little post to follow up just to say the email address. Just drop me an email if you want one of those party tickets.
Got it. That's why so many people are saying we just bought our tickets. Where's the party tickets?
Sorry.
But isn't that the wonderful liveliness of a live stream?
Yeah, you can correct all your mistakes.
Yeah. Well, listen, my friend, everybody, you know his name, Warren Cue the Music. We'll see him on October 15th and his entire gang. And speaking of his name, we're going to leave you with another taste of Cue the Music. Everybody enjoy.
Merciless eyes of deceit.